Good morning, spiritual thinkers. It is about 8:30 this morning in Arizona, and it is beautiful this morning. I don't think we had any rain last night, but maybe we did. It looks like it. It is super beautiful this morning, nice and windy. I had me, my wife, and my son. We had our dark purple shake, feeling energized, out, taking a walk. And I hope you're having a good day, guys. Something occurred to me. I was reading Esoteric Lessons from Dr. Rudolf Steiner, and you know those times where you have those eureka moments, where you hear something and you say, of course. It all makes sense. I knew all the pieces, I just didn't hear that last key. And then everything falls into place. Well, yesterday, I was listening to him reading, or I listen to his audio lectures, and I have a couple of his books. And he was saying that when you go to sleep, you leave your physical body and you merge with the spiritual world, with the astral world. And he was saying it's good to be in a prayerful mood, a thankful mood, an appreciative mood, a spiritual mood, because to prepare yourself, because you're going to a spiritual place. So it's important to prepare yourself before you go, to get yourself into that state of mind. And likewise, when you wake up, you want to wake up with a grateful attitude. You want to wake up with a prayer. And I heard that and I said, of course that's the case. And I always, I've been trying more and more to feel it in my heart and to feel sincerely humble, because there's always room for improvement. And it feels very good to be humble. And so I was asking for that. And mind you, when you pray, when you think, well, throughout the day, you're always in contact with higher beings, with spiritual beings. For instance, he says in, I think the video Facts on the Astral World, on the Astral Realm, Facts about the Astral Realm. It was released May 5th, 2020, I think. Pretty funny. May 5th or May 4th. One of those days, May 4th or May 5th. And in that in that lecture, he explains how when you have, for instance, when you think of courage. When you think of courage, a stream of energy issues forth from your mind from your soul, and it connects to a being in the astral realm. The being that bothers his or herself, with courage. And that being will issue forth a stream back to you. And so it'll be a kind of feeding relay system. And if for some reason you feel that courage is justice, or justice is courage, then a stream will reach out to both of them, and it will come back to you. And you will strengthen. It's kind of like, to me, seems like you're calling out to these beings, and they're strengthening you. They hear you. They hear your prayers, and they strengthen your soul. And so when I pray, I don't pray just to Christ. I don't pray in that way. There are many different forms of prayer. And it's good to pray like that. Don't get me wrong. But there are other avenues of prayer. And so those are just some esoteric lessons for the day. And if you haven't, I implore you to go and study Rudolf Steiner. Open your heart, open your mind, and listen to the wisdom of spiritual science that he can give. And in many cases, I believe, personally, to fully assimilate that knowledge, as we are at a crossroads right now. And we have the keys to wisdom, these esoteric keys, which in the past people had to earn in several ways. People had to earn the right to hear these things. But now, they're just laid out there, which doesn't do too good. People are very dismissive, but it's a good thing, because if we are able to, this is the crossroads that we're at. We can either take those keys of wisdom, develop our spirit, go down that road, or continue going down the self-destructive, spiritually imprisoned path that we're going down. And believe me, we are being spiritually imprisoned, as well as physically and mentally, and so on and so forth. We're imprisoned in something without walls. It's called the economy, or society, or whatever. So we could choose to either take that or not. And I implore you to. And to be able to successfully take that, to take that path, one must decondition one's mind. And it is no shame to say, I need to decondition my mind from preconceived notions, from the way I was raised, to the way I was taught in school and church, by my peers, by movies, social media, and so on and so forth. But it is very well worth it. It took me a number of years to fully decondition my mind. I once had a terrible anxiety disorder. Terrible. It was just horrible. I was anxious, worried, nervous about everything, afraid of every single little thing. Keep seeing butterflies flying around me. But no more. And it took a while to decondition my mind to where I can assimilate this knowledge without preconceived notions, without second guessing. Just an open mind and an open heart. And these esoteric lessons, they may seem far-fetched at first, because we have a conditioned mind and we're full of preconceived notions and concepts and ways of thinking. The most dangerous thing is a person who has their mind made up. They really limit their universe. So I implore you to take that path. And it may be a little difficult for some to take that path. But I feel that it is good enough to at least know that you should. Because if you start that ball rolling, and you know that you should, you know that it's a great benefit to your spiritual evolution. It's the natural path of evolution that humanity must go down. That'll get the ball rolling. You know that. If you know this, come to these truths, then your children will go a little further. Children always, the biggest thing I've found, absolutely, is that children learn by imitation and example. Regardless of what you do, you try and tell them this or that, it's not going to work as good as imitation and example. So I implore you, pick up these keys. Search for this wisdom. Dr. Terence Palmer, Dr. Rudolf Steiner. Those are two really good places to start. And the world of theosophy, there are many, many people. And there are a number of teachers about this stuff. They're a little hard to find in today's atmosphere, but Rudolf Steiner says, knowledge will not be kept from one who seeks with a sincere heart. So seek and you shall find. It will not be kept from you. Thank you for joining me on this video. I appreciate you tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how your personal journey is going. Let me know where you're at in your awakening. Thank you for watching. This is Thinking Spiritually.